So in this lecture we are going to turn things little different. Till now we have been exploiting a metasploitable vulnerable device, but now we are going to hack a Windows machine. And the difference between Windows machine and metasploitable is that metasploitable have some softwares installed in it that makes it vulnerable, but in Windows machine we are going to use a completely fresh Windows machine. And in most of the cases people use outdated and pirated version of Windows machine, so we will consider this machine as a pirated version, not the original one. And as you all know, the pirated version and the outdated version of Windows have many vulnerabilities, many ports open there. So we are going to hack a Windows machine now. And to set up a Windows machine, the process is quite simple. Just have to download a Windows ISO file from Google. You can find it anywhere. You can find it on Internet Archive or even from the Microsoft official website. But since it is dismantled, you might find it only on Internet Archive. So once you find the ISO file and download it on your system, the process gets very easy. So after installing the ISO file, you just have to click on the new, and here you have to give a name to your operating system. And since we have selected the name as Win7, now as we hit enter, you can see I have my ISO file right here. So if we click here, and the type is Microsoft Windows and the version is Windows 64 bits. If you have a 32-bit system, you can use the 32-bit, but I have 64-bit here, so I will use. If we go to the hardware, so you can see it is allocated with 2 GB of RAM. If you want to half it up, you can allot a 1 GB RAM too, and it's totally up to you. Just do not go beyond this green line, then it will start things messing up. Now on the hard disk part, don't select a space from here. You just have to click use an existing virtual hard disk, and here a Windows 7 VDI will automatically start. But you can leave it on, create a virtual hard disk now, or even do not add a virtual hard disk right now. So if we click finish, it says it cannot overwrite a machine because we already have Windows 7 here. But I'm not going to install here. I just wanted to show you how to set up a Windows 7 machine. So we will just cancel it here and close it, and now we will open our Windows 7 machine right away. So once you have installed your Windows 7 machine like this, your Windows 7 machine is ready to be started. So just click on it and it will start in a few seconds. As you can see, my Windows 7 machine is starting, and we just have to press enter, keep it in the center. It will take a bit seconds and it will start in a while. So as you can see, my Windows machine is starting up, and we just have to check our firewalls. So if we will type control panel here and go to the settings, and we will check the firewall status. So in my case, I have already disconnected the firewall, but in your case it might be connected to it. So if you go here and turn the Windows firewall on and click on OK, so you might see something like this. And now if we go in our Kali Linux machine and we want to scan this Windows 7 machine, so we will just type first clear here, and we will type sudo nmap, and now let's check the IP address of our machine. So we will go to our Windows 7 machine, type cmd here, cmd prompt will be open, and I will type ipconfig and hit enter. And as you can see, the IP address of our Windows 7 machine is 192.168.29.175. So we'll just type here 175 and hit enter, and we will enter the password for our sudo privileges, and let's wait till the nmap scan comes on our Windows 7 machine. So as we can see, we performed a version scan on our Windows machine, and there are 0 ports open on this. So if we try the syn scan now, although the version scan and syn scan are similar, but let's try some syn scan. And the reason these 1000 ports are filtered here, because we have turned on our firewall. But in most of the cases in the corporate offices, these firewalls are turned off because they use network sharing to transfer their files from one computer system to another system. So we will also turn off these firewalls to check what ports we can see there. Okay, so again after syn scan, these 1000 ports are in ignored states and these ports are filtered. So let's go to our Windows machine once again and we will disconnect our firewall. So as you can see, we have disconnected our firewall, and now if we type the same command back using upper arrow key and hit enter, and let's wait for our syn scan to complete. And as you can see, we have about 9 ports open here. In your case, you might see some other ports open as well, and you can manually open some ports also. So in my case, 991 ports are closed but 9 ports are open, and after scanning you will have the same result as mine. But what you have to notice is this port 139 and port 445, and if you remember, these 2 ports are for SMB, and you know how crucial SMB vulnerability is. And if you don't see this output, you just have to go to your Windows machine, go to turn off and turn on firewall. You just have to turn off your firewall, go back, click apply, and just like this you can configure your Windows machine as a corporate level Windows machine. For now I'm using a Windows 7 machine just to demonstrate how the real world Windows hacking looks like. You can use a latest Windows machine as well, as it's not hard to find exploits and auxiliary modules and exploit a particular vulnerability. I hope till now you have understood how to gather information about versions and vulnerabilities, how to analyze them, and how to use auxiliary modules and exploit modules, how to set payloads, and how to set target's IP address. So you might use anything you want.